of the Early Careers Recruitment Managers for BT. So first of all, thank you for coming to our talk today. I was going to say this morning then, but it's definitely 1 o'clock, isn't it? So I just wanted to, first of all, just run through what our application process looks like and the different sort of levels of apprenticeships that we do offer, and briefly talk about our grad programmes as well, just in case anybody isn't sure whether they want to go to university or do an apprenticeship. So at BT we offer all levels of apprenticeships, so we offer from level 2 right through to level 7. So we do degree apprenticeships, we do normal apprenticeships where you haven't got a university degree at the end, and we offer these across a range of skills and subjects. So our level 2 are typically within customer service, and then our level 3, 4 and 5 and 6 are typically across all pretty much all subject matters. So it's not just engineering or, you know, broadband and landlines, which I think everybody in here might think BT do, but we do so much more than that. So we offer project management, we offer business management, which Amie here is going to speak about a little bit more. We do cybersecurity, software engineering, and everything and anything in between those. So we've got typically something for everyone. Our application process opens in September this year for our September 2023 intake, and the application process I know can seem very daunting, but it varies from what level and what role you are applying for. So typically the longest process would be for our degree apprenticeships and upwards, so level 4 upwards, and that would be looking at an initial application via our website. You would then do a psychometric test, it would then be an interview, and then it would be a virtual assessment centre. The virtual assessment centres are actually a great day. We've not had one complaint, which is lovely, and they are pretty much full days. So they would start at 9:30, you'd get a welcome call, you'll get a brief overall of what your day is going to look like, the different interviews and assessments that you'll go through throughout the day, and then the day would finish at about 3 o'clock, and then you would know within about a 2-week period to whether you have been successful or not. And our assessment centres, are designed to be around impact and what you say on the day. It's not on how you say it or if you're singing and dancing and jazz hands. We don't care about that. We're not looking for the most confident person in the room. We're looking for that impact of what people say. So if you aren't, you know, the most out there person, then please don't worry. It isn't going to matter on the day. We really want to learn more about you. And the thing with our assessment centres as well is it is very much a two-way street. Everyone has got an opportunity to ask questions. You'll be assessed by line managers, current team members within BT, and it's really about finding out more about us, and also so we can find out more about you, because we want to be your employer of choice essentially. So I'm going to pass over to Amie now. Amie's one of our degree apprentices at the moment, and she's just going to go through what that looks like versus university and sort of how that looks. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time today, everyone. I know it can be some sort of a bit daunting, I guess, as school leavers or current students to come here and just be hammered with a lot of information, and I know that because I've personally experienced that, coming to these careers fairs and not knowing what questions to ask. So I'm going to kind of briefly talk around the bit of content of kind of where I've come from and what I'm doing now, and just give you the insight into what a day-to-day life looks like. So currently I'm a second-year business management degree apprentice. So what that basically means is that I'm working a full-time job with BT while also working towards a degree, a normal degree like you'd get like a university like this. I've switched it off. I'm getting my degree with a third-party provider called QA Apprenticeships. You'll be able to search them online as well. And I get my degree with the University of Roehampton. These learning providers work with a lot of universities all over the country as well. So as a day-to-day job and how my apprenticeship scheme actually works, my apprenticeship scheme runs on rotations. So how these rotations work is that when you start with BT, they will offer you a role that you'll settle into, and then from the next year you'll rotate into a different department to kind of give you that variety of experiences. Just an example of this, my first role I've done in customer experience, which is a very data heavy job and handling KPIs and managing service and account managers, whether this year I'm working, not an internal role, but an external role, working with project management delivery with Royal Mail. So it's kind of a very, very different experiences I'm getting, and the network that I've gained along the way has just been fantastic. And I'm not just being biased saying that with a BT badge on. So just in terms of the university itself, I'm actually just wondering, you know, how does this work? Is it exams? Is it modules? So currently for myself, our modules run on 10-week terms. So we would be asked to submit and put together an assignment, attend lectures over these 10 weeks, and then submit this assignment, usually around 3,000 words, but like I said, it would vary depending on what university you're with. And the support that you get along this university and the apprenticeship scheme experiences, you've got your line manager as your first contact, you've got, you know, the early careers team members that have come with us today, you've got someone called a skills coach that you might be put in touch with, and these skills coach, they help you manage this 20% off the job time to make sure you're kind of enjoying your experience, and then any kind of support that they can give you. And then of course you've got your university lectures and any one-to-one supports that you can have. I guess just the final thing, just to finish off on, was I know it can be a lot of information to take in one day, and don't be expected to learn it all at once. Just a bit, I guess, advice from me as a current learner who went to school and was kind of unstuck of what I wanted to do with my career path, is the obvious question is not to be afraid to ask questions, and learn that no silly question, or no question is a silly question really, and be open to learn, and that university isn't the only pathway. Degree apprenticeships don't get talked about enough, and slowly it is slowly getting better. So be open to learn about new things, and don't just settle on one pathway because you're being influenced to do it, and you know, keep open to learn about new things as well. Like, the final thing I just want to mention is probably around the difference between A-levels. The jump from A-levels to university, and kind of what that work, and how did I manage that. So what you'll learn if anyone's doing business at A-levels at the moment, I'm not sure how many of in here are, that is very application on theory and applying your knowledge to kind of general scenarios and things like that, and kind of answering key topics and questions. Whether you come to apprenticeship, it's all around business application and work application. What I mean by that is a module which we've actually just complete, which is around business finance and accounting. So this would mean that I'd have to go into BT, dig into their annual financial statements and reports, and understand, for example, if they were not performing in one area, use this to apply this in my assignment and explain why, and use theory and application. So every module that you do, it'll have some sort of relevance to your organisation, and it's all about, the link is always supporting, how can we support our organisation. So that's kind of the main key difference. But I feel like I've just waffled on, but if anyone has got any questions, please raise your hand. You can, yeah, no, okay. Well, if you have got any questions, like I said, we are going to be outside. I'm going to pass over to Alyshia now, who's going to give a bit more background about her apprenticeship scheme. So, thank you.
Thanks very much. Hi, so my name is Alyshia Ebbrell. I'm doing the electronics engineer apprenticeship. I'm currently out my time. I've been out my time probably about 10 months now. So I'm going to talk about my process. So I did a level 3 electrical engineer apprenticeship. Everyone thinks, oh, that's level 3, it's equivalent to an A level, but you can still work your way up inside the business. It doesn't mean that level 3 you have to stay at level 3. So when I started on £17,000, the same as most apprenticeships start on, and the increment by £3,000. A lot of people think, oh, level 3, it's never going to amount to much, but level 3 currently is £41,000, so it's not too bad of a job. I working on building and maintaining the core and legacy network, so that works anything from the 999 to broadband to phone lines to the 5G network. The thing I love about my job is every day is different. Like I say, I'm working on different equipment, different stuff. Just because the apprenticeship is 3 years doesn't mean after 3 years I'm fully qualified. I am classed as fully qualified, but it takes a long time to learn all the equipment and systems and technologies and all the different MMLs and stuff like that. So it's going to take at least 10 years, and then you've got the new technology coming in. So the one thing I love about my job is you're always learning, you've always got to keep on your feet with the new technologies. And just because I've done this level 3 apprenticeship doesn't mean I'm staying in this level 3 apprenticeship. I'm being put forward for other qualifications, I'm doing other things inside of BT, so talks, getting involved with acting manager, getting involved with other different projects, and I'm not just staying at this point here. You know, I've got a career plan for in like 10 years time, moving forward with inside the business. So that's one thing about BT. You know, it feels like a massive company, but you're actually really connected to everybody. Some things to take away from today is networking skills. You need them in day-to-day life. It doesn't matter if you're applying for BT or you're going into Google or Amazon or anybody else you've seen today. Get networking, get them on LinkedIn, start sharing your story, start doing work experience, start picking up some extra skills which other people haven't, because qualifications, you'll notice that it's very competitive nowadays and a lot of people have the same grades, so you need to make yourself stand out a little bit more just with extra curriculum stuff. Talk about your hobbies, and if you're ever confused about how to do this, you know, BT have some skills for life. There is other providers outside who can also help you with that. I know the Metaverse do that as well. So yeah, if you've got any questions about anything like that, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah.
Just picking up on what Alyshia said then about the extra curriculum, that can be anything from your Sunday League football team that you've been part of since you were 8 years old. It's not, you know, your typical things, it's things that you do on an everyday basis. It can be work projects that you've done at school and what that sort of led into, and it's really just thinking about what else you do, because it's so easy, especially now for people to think, I haven't done anything, I haven't been able to get a job because of the pandemic, but there's so much more that you would have done pre-pandemic, and it's really just to think about those things as well. And that's not just for BT but for other companies as well. And as Alyshia was saying, with BT the world is pretty much your oyster. If you start in, say, finance, you do not have to stay in finance for the rest of your time in BT. One of the girls that I work with, she started in IT and now she's in HR. There's no correlation between the two of them, but you can do that. And we sponsor people for CIPDs, we'll sponsor people for finance qualifications and everything else in between. So the world really is your oyster, and it doesn't just stop at an apprenticeship with BT. We will carry on sponsoring and carry on your learning and your career progression if you want it. So yes, that's everything. Has anybody got any questions at all that they might want to ask? Yeah?
How long did it take you to get to level 3?
So a level 3 apprenticeship is 3 years. You can go straight from college, and I think even straight from school. But you do need a driving license for my particular role. That doesn't mean that other level 3s provide it. Because I'm an electrical engineer, I'm working at customer sites, exchanges. I have to drive around day to day to fix the faults. But let's say the sales, if you wanted to do a sales level 3, there is other level 3s, like level 3 accounting and stuff like that. You wouldn't need a driving licence, so you could come straight from school or straight from college. So yeah, if that answers your question.
Yeah. Any other questions at all? Thank you all for listening to us, and if you do need us, we will be at our stall. It's literally, as you walk through the entrance, you'll see us with our 3 banners and Alyshia's face on them. Perfect, thank you. Thank you.